Hi, everyone. My name is Wes. Today I'm joined by my teammates Sam, Sid, and Malik. And today we're going to be talking about lean manufacturing in the automotive industry.
Talking about the industry overview, the market value of automobile industry is around $83 billion. The Japanese and the Chinese manufacturers were known for its reliability and also structure, whereas the German and Americans are known for the build quality, the safety, and also the performance. There was a decline of 5% in global automobile during the period 2019-2020 during many reasons such as COVID-19 pandemic, hike in fuel prices, and people are much more interested to invest in electric vehicles.
So, regardless of what's happened over the past 10 years, the biggest event that's happened in the automobile industry has been COVID-19. The onset of the pandemic led to manufacturing shutdowns, changes in customer behavior due to lockdowns, and lots of cash flow issues for a majority of companies due to lack of sales. This all culminated in the used car market skyrocketing. You can see in the chart on the right that used car prices have gone up much faster than they have in previous years since the onset of the pandemic. So for our project, we want to focus on saving money, more particularly by increasing the flow of incoming parts.
So a lot of companies in the automotive industry use lean to their advantage, one of those being Jaguar. Jaguar has been implementing lean in the last 10 years to meet an increase in demand that they wouldn't think they would meet without these processes. So they wanted to use employee creativity to their advantage and form small teams of employees that would speak to their managers individually and express their ideas. They also used an effective Kanban system that would help suppliers know when they needed supplies, when they needed to produce, and what their goals were for that production period. Using a pull system, they saw a 10% increase in production in this time, and the lean implementations are still there today.
So coming to the current challenges and areas for lean improvement, we know that lean philosophy at first glance may seem like a simple set of principles, but implementing them is easier said than done. And COVID-19 affected many automobile companies. Layoffs, supply chain disruptions, low sales, and changes in customer behavior were observed. Creation of a highly dynamic and interactive work environment is the primary aim. Production flow should not be affected due to rework or scrapping. Supply chain can be reorganized in order to improve them. And research and development should be given the primary priority.
Moving on to part two, this is our proposal for General Motors, and we worked with the Tonawanda engine plant in Buffalo, New York.
Little overview about General Motors. So it's a US-based automobile manufacturer. They produce over 7 million cars a year in recent years. They own notable brands such as Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick. Over the past 7 years, they've grown 10%, mainly due to their lean strategy and their strong incentive programs for their managers. On the picture to your right is the NUMMI building, which stands for New United Motor Manufacturing Incorporated, which is a lean implementation group that was started by GM and Toyota.
So we spent the project looking at the repack process in GM. This repack process essentially takes in the hundreds of parts that are needed to build an engine, and for some of them, repack them into reusable pallets that make it easier for people on the manufacturing line to pick from when they're assembling. So you can see on the bottom is an example of kind of what the parts look like when they get shipped in. And on the top, you can see there's an example of an employee, dipping into a box to remove and place them on the reusable dunnage is the term. So problems that we see with this process is an inefficient setup, excess inventory with the material that's coming in sits for a while in the warehouse. Wasted movement in terms of labor. There's a lot of extra walking around, a lot of waiting that happens, and expenses incurred for storage and waste materials. As you can see in the picture on the bottom, there's plastic and cardboard that has to get thrown out, and this varies for every part. So we want to eliminate unnecessary movement or processes with the employees and the material. We want to eliminate excess inventory. We would prefer if GM absorbed the repacking responsibility, and we would take this extra capital and direct it to R&D. So here's an example of a task instruction sheet. This is a repack for fuel pumps. As you can see on the left, it explains each step that you have to do, and then there are associated pictures with each step that explain how it's done. So, like I said, we're looking at all elements of the repacking process. We want to trim excess waste in all forms and lower batch sizes. Goals: saving money, reducing idle time for people and parts, and we expect that this work could be done in about 6 to 8 months. As you can see on the left, the picture on the left is an example of some of the waste that you can see just from one pallet's worth of parts. And we would like to see something closer to what's on the right. Easier to repack, quicker, and a little bit less waste.
So coming to the how much part, the budget was previously estimated to be 64,000 per month in terms of labor, and they also estimated a 40% reduction in cost. The required resources, which is mainly in the form of people and equipment, involves repackers, packaging engineers, warehouse space, and labor management.
Coming to the steps for your continuous improvement, it is very important to define what the customer is willing to pay and detect the waste that leads to no added value. Value stream mapping is used as an instrument for analyzing process flows and visual tools for detecting and eliminating waste in every department. Like these 5 lean principles help us for the continuous improvement in the process. Thank you.